What really killed Michael Jackson? Was it simply an overdose, or something far more disturbing? Why do so many people still question the official story? Today, we uncover the final hours of the King of Pop, and the mystery that refuses to die. On June 25, 2009, the world froze. News broke that Michael Jackson, arguably the most famous entertainer in history, had collapsed in his Los Angeles home. Within hours, he was pronounced dead. But almost immediately, something didn't feel right. This wasn't just another celebrity tragedy. This felt unfinished. Just weeks before his death, Jackson was preparing for his massive comeback tour. This is it. 50 sold-out shows in London, a comeback worth hundreds of millions. So how does a man preparing for the biggest performance of his life suddenly die? And more importantly, who was responsible? At first, reports suggested cardiac arrest, but as details emerged, a far more complicated and disturbing story began to unfold. Jackson wasn't sleeping. For weeks, maybe months, he had been battling severe insomnia. Desperate for rest, he turned to something unusual, something dangerous, a powerful surgical anesthetic called Propofol. This is not a sleeping pill. This is a drug used in operating rooms, administered by trained professionals. Yet somehow, Jackson was receiving it nightly inside his own bedroom, and the man giving it to him, his personal physician, Conrad Murray. According to Murray, Jackson begged for the drug. He couldn't function without sleep. He was exhausted, desperate. But here's where things get strange. On the morning of June 25th, Murray administered Propofol and left Jackson unattended. Minutes later, Jackson stopped breathing. Instead of calling emergency services immediately, Murray attempted CPR. The floor, on a soft bed, where it's far less effective. Precious minutes passed. When paramedics finally arrived, Jackson had no pulse. But the questions didn't stop there. Why was Propofol being used outside a hospital? Why was there no proper monitoring equipment? Why did it take so long to call for help? And perhaps most chilling of all, was Michael Jackson truly in control of his own treatment? Or was he being pushed beyond his limits for the sake of profit? Because behind the scenes, pressure was building. Concert promoters needed him ready. Rehearsals were intense. Expectations were enormous. Some insiders claimed Jackson was physically weak, even fragile. Others said he was sharp, focused, and determined. Two completely different realities. So which one was true? In 2011, the trial of Conrad Murray began. The world watched as prosecutors painted a picture of negligence, a doctor who abandoned basic medical standards, a system that allowed a global icon to receive dangerous drugs in a private home. Murray was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter, but for many the verdict didn't bring closure, because while Murray was held responsible, some believe he wasn't the only one to blame. Was he a reckless doctor, or a small piece in a much larger machine? A machine driven by money, fame, and impossible expectations. Michael Jackson's death exposed something deeper, the dark side of celebrity, a world where even the most powerful individuals can become vulnerable, where exhaustion is ignored, where pressure never stops, where the show must go on, no matter the cost. And perhaps that's the real story, not just how he died, but why he was pushed to that point in the first place. Today, his music lives on. His legacy remains untouchable. But the mystery surrounding his final hours, that still lingers, because sometimes the truth doesn't disappear, it just waits to be uncovered.